Hello everyone, I'm CHEN from SMP Baru Miri. Today I'm pleased to present my action research entitled Enhancing Confidence Level in Form 6 Muet Part 2 Speaking. First of all, speaking skills is a mandatory skill for students to master it not only for the university admission purpose, but also for the daily application and future work life to communicate with people around them. However, the confidence level of English speaking proficiencies among 26 students of 6 Amana class is lacking when they come to group discussion in part 2. Most of the students struggle in maintaining discussion in Muet part 2 speaking assessment for 12 minutes, as they are lacking of confidence and appropriate language function to express and connect their opinions. Therefore, it is a necessary thing for me to conduct a treatment to improve students' confidence level in part 2 speaking. Issues of concern. Majority of the students learn English as their third or fourth language. They do not have the proper English speaking environments to converse or even practice the language with their family and friends. Many of them feel shy and lacking of confidence to speak English. They tend to participate less to deliver opinions and have some limitation in English vocabulary. The research objective is to measure how far the treatment work in improving students' English speaking confidence level. The general objective is to gauge the use of the treatment adapted from communicative language teaching approach to guide students to speak English and deliver their opinions in group discussion confidently and smoothly. The specific objective is to train students to speak aloud and clear to their peers with the help of language function guidelines to improve the English speaking confidence level in part 2 group discussion. Focus group. 8 students were chosen as samples. 4 of them were chosen from Band 2 and another 4 from Band 3 based on the school-based Trial 2 speaking assessment score. A total of 4 samples were interviewed, 2 students from Band 2 and another 2 from Band 3. The implementation of research is to conduct a treatment in a cycle of 4 practices with communicative language teaching approach. In part 2, through role-playing, presenting, and discussing. I had set a platform to give every student a chance to practice part 2 speaking. Students have a chance to brainstorm on relevant points, elaborations, and examples. They role-played the chosen role to speak with the groupmates, present and link their opinions with the help of the language function guidelines. Right after that, they receive feedback from groupmates and teachers. Towards the end of the treatment, it is to gauge the effectiveness of the treatment by conducting the post-test with the 8 samples. The problem review. Students struggle to speak out their opinions and ideas in part 2 group discussion. They startle and lack of confidence to speak English, and they felt tense to speak within the time frame given, which is 12 minutes. They felt to present their answer with an appropriate flow and suitable connective words to express their points, even their opinions, elaborations, and examples clearly, confidently, and fluently. They did not know how to connect the answers and hesitated to speak and interact further with the groupmates. Problem review analysis. There were 6 out of the 8 samples shown some improvement after going through the 4 practices in treatment. Okay, this is the result of the analysis. You can see the score for the pre-test and post-test. So there were 6 of them have shown slight improvement. Okay, action planning. First of all, I acquired the score from the previous speaking assessment, which is the pre-test. And after that, I identified the student speaking problem. Then later, I planned for the part two speaking treatment, and followed by implementing the 4 speaking practices. Then after the cycle of the treatment, then I chose the 4 samples to answer 10 interview questions. And right after the treatment, I conducted and acquired the speaking assessment score, which is the post-test. Action, implementation, and observation. Students had the chance to brainstorm the points, elaboration, example for the role they play with their peers and teacher. And they practiced and presented with the help of the language function guidelines together with their peers or the group mates. And right after that, they received the feedbacks from the group mates and they reviewed their strengths and weaknesses towards the end. The implementation of the activities implemented on the 13th April 2021, followed by 20th April, 27th April, and the last implementation was on 4th May. Okay, the reception of the approach from the 4 samples after the interview responses. Sample C, D, E, and F agree that communicative language teaching approach was helpful for them to practice their respective roles with the group mates. With the help of the language function guidelines to implement in CLT approach, help them to initiate, organize, and structure their sentences to interact with their group mates. They also stated that the confidence level had improved to present and link the opinions in the group discussion. Research reflection. This study helped this researcher to gauge the effectiveness of the Part 2 group discussion speaking treatment conducted in 4 practices before the actual Muet speaking assessment. Students' achievement. Treatment had helped the students to improve their confidence in speaking English with their group mates, and they also learned and imitated from better ones. 6 samples displayed and the improvement in their post-test score. Most of them could express their opinion more courageously with some proper language phrases to express their opinions, either agree, disagree, or interrupt. Overall reflection on the teaching and learning process. Students' confidence level has improved. They could initiate, support, or rebut their views in the discussion. They were able to speak in a more organized manner with the help of the language function guidelines. They would need more practices in order to sharpen their mind and vocabulary, as well as be more confident to deliver their opinions. They identify the mistakes and learn from it to improve their speaking skills. Recommendation for future research. I would like to extend this treatment to another batch of students in Part 2 group discussion to help them to organize the answers with the organized language function guidelines. Okay, here are some of my references to write my action research paper. Okay, and the language function guidelines. Okay, so this is one of the language guidelines, language function guidelines for students to use. And this is another guideline which they can choose the expression based on the language function. And this is another summary guideline for them to bring around um, to start off as a cue for them to start off how to start off the group discussion, how to maintain the group discussion, and how to close the group discussion. All these are taken from the sources from the book entitled As a Head Muet, Oxford, Baca, and another source is from Muet My Way blog. Okay, so this is a set of interview questions. Which consists of 10 questions. Then here are some of the features on speaking practices via the group Google Meet with the students. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.